It's another episode of live stream game therapy with Joseph Bomb Squad 87. I'd like everyone to take a note of this whole picture, and you'll realize that it's not an actual person. It's just eggs. So, alright. We're gonna look at that and realize that it wants to be a person, wants to make it seem like it's a person, but it's actually eggs. Alright. 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 Like alien eggs, like crazy fucking unbelievable eggs that would like really hurt you if you ever came into contact with them. So now we're just gonna call them spiders. Yes, they're spiders, to make us a little bit less afraid of them. So, alright, that's what we're gonna do. And now we're gonna talk about anger issues. I yell a lot, and it's not because I'm manic or depressive or anything like that. It's just thoughts come to my head, and I memorize basically the things that got me the craziest parts of my life, and I start thinking about stuff and the reasons why the world is so fucked up right now. And it has nothing to do with politicians as much as they would like you to believe, but because, well, politicians, everything's political, but that's not what makes me angry. That's what makes me like annoyed and makes me not want to watch the news. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening on the East Bank right now that's making me angry, because all the Wi-Fi signals and cable signals and all those other different things are shut down because they don't feel like checking their pumps every once in a while, and you have to clean the blades because they get all mildewy. Yeah, that whole thing. The turbines. Yeah, those are the reasons why oh yeah, oh my goodness. So alright, we're gonna do some therapeutic. Oh, because this game is really frustrating.
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
0.
And you think it's like what's the word? Oh, we're at the cabin now? Yeah. Oh wait, Billy Cabin 3. Hold on. Cabin Billy. I'm gonna go with Billy. Okay. Billy. Yeah. So let's talk about anger. It's an emotion. It can drive us to do very great things or very stupid things, and either way, it's a really stupid thing to use, because when you use it, you probably won't be able to do it again, because anger makes us have reflexes that we wish we had sometimes, because it's part of our imaginative side of our mind. It's not logical. It's not what's the word? Proper, I guess. Not really proper, but it's more I'd say it's more stupid. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, when your car gets fucked up and it only has one taillight, and then you have to drive it to Mississippi, you get a lot of anger, a lot of memories, you know, of the anger that you have, because you got that car thinking that it was going to last, and hopefully it does for another owner. I mean, You know, hopefully it does. All right, we're gonna keep going and realize how clunky these controls are, but we're not gonna get angry about it. We're gonna try to see past the anger, because past the anger is another part of your brain. It's not the medulla oblongata. No matter what people want to say, it's a cerebral. What's the word? It's a cerebral. It's basically the reflex. Basically, when you use anger to access your cerebral reflexes, basically your reflex core, basically. Because there's cores for reflexes and different things, and the cores are basically made of like little spongy-esque, almost gray matter, because it winds up as actually gray matter when people don't actually understand this, but it comes up as it winds up as gray matter after it's already dead. So. And I guess Einstein's is still alive because it's all pink and junk. So. Alright, we're going to try to put the knife in there. Train key. Alright, cool. I'll put the train key in there because I can't use it on anything up here or down there. Alright, I think we tried this before and it didn't work, so let's go to this thing. But yes, the brain matter is not a gray matter of what people would like to think. It's actually a spongy pink material, kind of a little bit fleshy almost, but it has a outer barrier, and almost like a what's the word? Placenta almost, but it's actually housed inside the brain, so it can't go anywhere. So that's usually what it is, and the reason why it's there is because it protects the brain from actual contact with blood. What? Because you have veins inside of your head, and that's the reason why you push it, and then you have different muscles and stuff like that, and they move with other muscles. It's not just skin or anything like that. There's actual veins, and that's the reason why your skull is protecting that, and then that is also protecting that in case there's ever a breach in your skull. So we're gonna realize that that's there for a reason, and then we're gonna go on and see if we can open this door with this train key. And if it doesn't, then I'm gonna get super pissed. Alright, we're gonna use the train key, hopefully. Oh, you know what I gotta do? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna see if I can go. It's really weird that they don't eat food in the zombie apocalypse. It's like, dude, it might be in the air. It's like, if it was in the air, then you'd already be a zombie, because it's stupid. It's really dumb to think that, because it's just suicidal to think that. So, because thinking that a zombie apocalypse, zombies, see, this is the reason why animals are so keen on stuff, and the reason why the zombie, like, written in to some of the zombie lore, is the fact that they can actually use what's the word? vibration sensing, because like people send off vibrations out of their bodies sometimes, because that we have nervous systems and things like that, and the reason why we get the tingles sometimes is why we're sitting in the wrong position, or we're doing something weird, or we're saying something stupid, or saying something stupid can issue something, because when we're doing something weird or something like that, like sitting a different way or saying something that we wouldn't normally say, it rushes through our body like there's an emotion sensor that it rushes through our body, like it's, oh, this is exciting, or this isn't something that I usually do, or this is something that's better, and then a body sensing thing that, what's going on? I'm doing a live stream. And that's what happens to people who are either A, overly excited and thrill seekers, or people who just want to spice things up in their lives. So I know this is kind of boring, but we're going to try this whole thing out. We're going to go into our items. No, that's not, don't do that. God dang it. Alright, we're going to go to our items, which is this button. No, it's not this button. We're going to go to our items. And we're going to get our knife out, and we're going to equip it. And then we're going to go back. And then we're going to see if we can get that thing out. It's locked from the other side. And it's locked from the other side. See if I can slide this underneath. It sucks, because I think I messed up. And I have to go back to another save point. And I have to give the girl the knife. You know what I have to do? I have to go upstairs. That's what I have to do. Alright, cool. Yes, I'm going up to the roof. Alright. It's like every single time on Resident Evil, on any Resident Evil double play, or like any Resident Evil like where you have to play as two different people or more, there's like this thing where it asks you, like, what do you want to do with this? How do you want to do this way? Do you want to do it this way? Are you sure? You can throw it down there. It's fine. It's not dangerous. Let's see if I can drop him down there. All right. Zoom in. Is that all you can zoom in about? There's got to be something in the hilt of it. Oh, it's designed for self-defense, so even if I had something, I gotta get another sharp object, so, alright, cool. Alright. This is so annoying. Yeah. Shit. And also people can anger you, you know? Like, shit, I need to go downstairs. Yes. Alright. So I need to find a smaller, sharp object. This is gonna suck. because I don't know if there's any sharp objects around here. Is that a sharp object? Is there a sharp object? There's an empty glass bottle. Customers' orders. Meal sits on the table. He didn't even finish his meal. Dylan! Eat your food. Little duck. All right. So now, counter is laden with various types of food. There doesn't seem to be anything of use. There's a freaking fork right there. So annoying. Maybe if there's anything in it. This is so stupid. Now we see the fits of anger that are coming through with my experience with this game. We're gonna understand that we should have really given the knife to the girl. Actually, though, the knife probably wouldn't fit in the keyhole anyway, and they're probably just being realistic with it. So, all right, we're just gonna go this way. It's locked from the other side, so you have to go out, and then down, and then around, and then yeah, you gotta go out that little shaft. So, okay, we're gonna go out this way. We're gonna see if we can find us a sharp object. I'm gonna go kill those. Oh, they might have left now. Okay, cool. Those little egg things might have hatched, and then. Oh, you gotta set them on fire? No, I want to set them on fire. Anyways, because they're stupid little idiotic things that are dumb. All right. I want to set these things on fire. I want to set these things on fire. Is this? It's my Native American song. I want to set these things on fire. I am a person who sets things on fire. That's my Native American name. I am Cherokee on one side, and I believe I am Apache on the other. So yeah, it's pretty much what I am. So yep. All right. All right. Okay, we talk about anger. Okay, I lost my place. All right. All right. Okay. When it's a reflex cortex, not cortex. It's a reflex, basically an abundance of nerve tissue, that basically kind of acts as like the main focus of what it is. Basically, it's like, ah, man, not electricity. It's almost like it lights up. Basically, it's just like it sends information back and forth through your body and through everything, sending what you think is a good thing or what you think is a bad thing throughout your entire body. Not what you think is a good thing or what you think is a bad thing. See, because that's the reason why if you can change quickly into a zombie, or if there's ever a change so abrupt that someone just turned into a zombie, then they've either been hiding it for a really long time and not telling anyone, Or oh, I thought it said there's something else here. I wasn't really paying attention. Can I just break that thing? I just want to break it. I just want to break that thing off the wall. I just want to break it, and then I want to break it. That's what I want to do. Just want to break it. Alright, now we're gonna go to... Alright. I still want to set these fuckers on fire. Sorry, I just cursed. Jeez and Pete's. I just want to step on them. I want to step on them. Because it's not like they're even blocking anything. They're just little like, there's like little bubbles of freaking biofluid. It's not water. It's definitely not water. Shit. So, yeah, it's literally their own secretions, so it's biofluid. It's full of chemicals, so it can have a hydrogen particle and oxygen particle. The science behind this game, so that's like it's like a cocoon, but it's like really clear and it looks like, oh, there's like nothing in it and stuff, but there's actually something in it. So, all right. So we're gonna what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep on doing stupid shit because I you know what you hate it when you get the cracks and stuff like that, the cracks in your body. It's like you just want to just like freaking jeez, man. It's like this weight was like lifted off of my body, and Jesus. No, that's lame. That's stupid. All right, it's called emotional weight training. All right, emotional weight training. Yay! We're gonna talk about more anger now, though. So. I did work out at UFit for a little bit, and then I freaking didn't want to. Oh wait, there's something there. There's something there. I see it. Yes. That's a frick. Oh, that's not a freaking thing. It's the light off the thing. It's not a half-eaten meal. That was like a bottle or something. Why would you put this area right here if you didn't have... There's half-eaten meals everywhere. Why are there half-eaten meals everywhere? This is annoying. Whatever, man. Alright, so... Whew. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep on trying to stab that door. No. Alright, we're gonna see if we can actually find an object. So there's gotta be a card or a reader card somewhere that I can get through this door, or actually it's probably the last thing to do. But what can we do? Well, here you need some kind of tool to open it. Maybe there's a sharp object through that door and I have to find a tool. Is there a tool in here? What is that thing? Alright, we're gonna wait a second. Wait a second. That's a jar of what I assume to be. What's the word? Yep, it's a jar of piss. It's definitely a jar of piss. Alright. Or, it's a jar of... What's the word? Okay, we're gonna dance again. Oh, I wasn't even touching the ground. I can levitate. I'm Chris Angel. Dang it, I'm trying to... There we go. That was tight. Both my feet were like up in the air just now. It was amazing. Luggage is strewn about the cabin. Seats are stained red with blood. Okay, let's see if we can find something in these seats. Jeez, man. Just jeez. It's like looking at a purse, man. Or a bag. But you don't want to touch it because it might have blood on it. And then, no, it doesn't have blood on it. They got attacked by bugs. The bugs didn't want to frickin'... They weren't bugs. They were alien-esque creatures and junk or whatever. So... Alright. Now... We're gonna do some stuff. We're gonna do some stuff. And find some sharp objects because we have to maintain. But yes, that's the reason why. Anger unlocks a certain part of our brains that can unlock latent reflexes that we want to do sometimes but can't. And that's probably the reason for that girl being able to on America's Got Talent. She was able to sing even though she was deaf. Like she feels the vibration in her head or her skull or through her bones or through anything. So it's pretty cool. So I think it's pretty awesome. So, but it can unlock some specific things that sometimes we need as humans. I know, but just because you have one sense taken from you, it doesn't mean you have the other senses heightened. It means no. It means that's dumb and that's stupid. It's just the other senses take over to compensate for it. So that's the reason why they seem heightened. But in actuality, you were never focusing on those latent senses. So I'm sure this is making everybody angry. So every 0 viewer I have, this is really great. This is really fun. I'm sure I made a great name for myself cursing out Philip DeFranco, but he had to know that he was probably feeding his kids the wrong food, or putting him out in the sun for too long, because California's sun can be very, very insanely hot. So, not to say that it's different at all from our sun, but it's like pretty much what's the word? I can't move the camera around. This is annoying. Is this a light bulb? Is that a light bulb? I have to search this dude. Yes! Damn it. That's handgun bullets. Hopefully he won't get up. He's not gonna do that. Good. Alright. Now that we're gonna do a bunch of awesome stuff, we're gonna understand that fun time for everyone. Here we go. Yeah, that's right. This train is out of control. I can't believe there's so much track that I could just walk around forever. Oh wait, what's that? There we go. Wait. Alright, I'm angry. I'm Soup's Angries. And then you see a broken ladder. What? It's of no use right now. You could totally just climb up on that thing and then climb up on that thing and then use the broken ladder. Jeez, man. Well, it is raining right now, but it's raining sideways. Jeez. Everything's just... There's just so much wrong with the world inside of this game. So many plot holes. All right. Doobity doobity doobity. Doop doop doobity doobity doop doop doobity doobity doop doop doobity 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 doop doop doobity doobity doop doop. Or a combination of both, because just because it's health food doesn't mean it's actually good for a child. Sometimes kids need fatty foods to be able to maintain brain function, because fatty foods actually do help with brain development sometimes, and that's what people don't understand sometimes, because they think it's just sugars and salts, and it's like, no, those are vegetables. It's like vegetables. It's like that's where they got it from. They got it from vegetables. Granted, they were probably prehistoric vegetables that were completely huge and ate humans or dinosaurs, but they were vegetables, so probably how they got them. And no, it didn't come from a diamond crust. It's retarded. It's the dumbest thing ever. I know it didn't come from the moon either. I mean, I know everything's outlandish, but I'm just saying all the outlandish things that I've probably thought of or heard over the course of my life, because people have tried to play pranks on me, and especially thought that I didn't get them, and then when I didn't say anything, but oh, I got them, that's just I didn't find them appealing or ever so funny, because they found them funny, and I found them inappropriate, because if people actually start to believe that shit, then they'll start to go insane and start to kill their third-born child sometimes, and go into tribes and live in the forest, and then start eating people, and then the whole zombie thing starts to happen again, because people are being cannibals, you know, that whole stuff. Like the whole tribe where everyone was so amazing, and yet some people put dead babies in trees for some goddamn reason. It's fucking stupid. So, but it was pretty stupid because now what happens is those trees currently have viruses. What? Yep. And that's what happens. We're going to talk about anger a little bit. That makes me angry that people try to mix, what's the word, humans with, what's the word, like vegetables and all those other different gene manipulations and stuff like that that I know most governments are actually trying out because they're doing experiments on their own people. And that's happening. So that's fun. But I mean, realize that the government and the society is not a lie. It's people who make it a lie. All right? Right? That make it an experiment that goes completely wrong and causes massive diseases and viruses and stupid, completely other dumb shit. That, yeah, it's like those dogs that the Taliban's kept trying to train and stuff like that, and then they kept running back to their owners. It's like, no, they didn't like not do that on purpose. They did that on purpose. Dogs are one of the smartest mammals known to man. They really are smart, and don't ever think of them as humanoid or human-like, because they will literally ruin the entire face of the goddamn planet if they feel like it. Because they're dogs. They didn't evolve yet. They're just dogs. They're dogs. So, and that's the reason why people need to stay out of animals' businesses sometimes. And because I got bit by a German Shepherd. I don't really call them like different shepherds. They're just different colored shepherds, like shepherd dogs. They herd things, and they have really strong muscles, and they get big really quickly sometimes when they're going through growth spurts, and that's it. So, but yeah, they like to scratch the piss out of me, like my dog Bo. He's my dog, and he barks and hurts my ears. So if anyone wants to steal them and go deaf, have fun with that. All right. He's actually my landlord's dog, so have fun with that too. It's really funny. She's a nice lady though. So yeah, like stuff like that, like those thoughts going through my head, those just make me angry too. Like paranoia, stuff like that, like even depressive thoughts make me angry, because I know I'm not supposed to be thinking like stuff like that. I know I'm not supposed to be thinking like that, because it's just your body gets bored, and your brain starts trying to like to make up stuff, or not really make up stuff, but just it's trying to logicalize imaginative thought, not based upon fact. So take for instance all nutrients inside of food, the chemicals and the ions and the pretty much, and because people don't understand is molecules have consciousness. They're stupid if they think they don't, and if they try to separate it, I'm gonna destroy their lives. But understandably so. They don't understand that that's the reason why they move around at all. Like, why would they not have consciousness? Why are they not conscious? They pulsate. They do something. So if they're not doing something, if they're not growing in size or replicating, then obviously that's when they're not conscious. What? Just because you can't understand what it's telling you or understand what it's saying doesn't mean it's not conscious. Just because you don't understand the way that it moves or the reason that it moves doesn't mean that it's not actually it doesn't actually have a personality. because it's stupid to think that. Like, they say, for instance, when I was playing this game, like when I was playing this game earlier, and on the last, not the last one, because I lost my Wi-Fi signal, so one of the first probably. And when I fought that dude that was sitting at the table, he was like it was like those little creatures had a fully conscious awareness. They knew that danger was afoot. They knew danger was around, so they left. Right? That's eventually what viruses will do, because viruses have consciousnesses. They do. They leave, or they stay away if danger is near, because sometimes people don't understand that viruses can cure things too. Like, little tiny viruses can make sure big viruses stay away. Like, big viruses as in big causation viruses, not like big as in because that's the reason why they pretty much engineered the common cold. So so people can probably just stay having a cold and not crazy ugly diseases, and it's stupid. So, but it's stupid for a reason. So it basically made itself stupid. So, or people engineered it to be stupid because, and that's what it wanted to be, because it allowed that. It has the same consciousness as an animal does. It has reasons for things, but it uses patterns for things as well. So, but it may use patterns and pulsate, but it doesn't mean it doesn't have a consciousness. Sorry. But as we get into anger of things like yelling at someone or something or anything. So yelling at anything, like yelling at anything or anyone. It's like, let's see, for instance, let's say, for instance, the way that something pulsates can actually tell you something about it. Okay? Like the way that somebody does something, the way that somebody says something or says something, something or anything like that. Anything you've actually seen, anything you've actually known. And yeah, sometimes I yell in public because it's not funny to me. It's actually annoying as shit when thoughts go through my mind about like different things that I don't want to think about. Like say for instance my ex-wife. That kind of pissed me off. So I'm not gonna divulge her name or anything like that. Let's call her Margaret. Margaret Thatcher. All right, we'll call her Margaret Thatcher. I was married to Margaret Thatcher, and she kept playing games with me. She kept thinking that I would. Okay, every single night we'd still have sex. Okay, but me and Margaret Thatcher would argue. Like, she'd try to vent to me, and I'd try to solve her problems, and then she'd be like, "Don't do that," and I'd be like, "Why shouldn't I solve your problems?" And she'd be like, "Because I don't know if you can handle them," or anything like that. And I'm just like, you don't think I can handle them? Then what the hell are we together for? You have little to no faith in me. Just seriously. Like, you don't think I can handle the situation? Then why the fuck are we married? Or then why the fuck did we stay married for so long? Or why the fuck did you get divorced with me after I left? Because you just want inconsistent men. Unfortunately, I am a consistent man, and I was consistently angry about her having little faith in me. So, that made me angry. Me and Margaret Thatcher. And, let's see, what else made me angry? Let's see, not just relationships, though. The way that my family treats me sometimes. Not just my parents or anything like that. It's just the way that they think, they want me to take it easy, and they want me to like go little by little and stuff like that, because they think I'm just, oh, I'm an old decrepit man, I'm 30 years old. It's crazy. But yes, once again, if anyone is not tuning in or will tune in, this is Game Therapy with Joseph Bomb Squad 87. Okay, I'm gonna drop this weapon and see if it goes in there. Keep pressing the wrong button. That's kind of darndish. I don't learn anything because this game is retarded, so why would I want to learn it? You dumb bitch. You dumb bitch of the game. Alright, See, this is the way you have to walk on a train that's wet when it's raining sideways. You have to maintain balance instead of maintaining your footing. Because it's not that the train is getting any more wet. See, but he might also have sticky pads on his shoes because he's got that product lined up for himself. They should make sticky pads on the bottom of your shoes so people can actually like go on different surfaces while it's windy outside. That'd be a good invention. Jeez. I'm freaking amazing. I'm awesome. No, and not Velcro shoes. Velcro shoes are stupid. Because Velcro can get wet, and Velcro, when it gets wet, doesn't work as well. They should make sticky pads. All right. Oh, that makes me angry sometimes too. Is when you're like sitting in a certain position, and then you crack your entire body when you get up. You know, that sucks to me. So I just think that that's stupid and that's dumb. So but that's just me, you know. That's just me in a nutshell, you know. Just trying to get out of that nutshell, you know, that everyone's trying to put me in, because society, man, or like people that hate me, man, or that like I smoke too many cigarettes, man. But whichever one of those things it may be, because I don't smoke entirely enough as much as I used to. So used to sneak cigarettes, my parents' cigarettes all the time. Used to go outside and smoke that secondhand smoke and let it go into my lungs, and oh damn, it was delicious. Ah, it was so awesome. And I had energy back then. But I wasn't a little vampire. I'm not a little vampire. I never was. That's what my mom had to know. It was other people. And also I make up stuff to be angry about, because sometimes I don't understand what the problem is with everyone else around me, because they say they're doing stuff and I say I'm just trying to exist right now because I'm trying to stretch, and I'm doing like sitting yoga sometimes because, oh man. I also like to take multivitamins. Man, multivitamins are amazing. Or just a vitamin D supplement, because I just don't like to drink milk. I usually get it from like the bone marrow of like a certain cow or something like that. and it's really cool. And if it's the jizz, then it's like a refined jizz. Then I'm like totally no, I'm not down with that shit at all. So all right. So. Oh yeah, and also, when you dry out all the milk of almonds, it's a lot more delicious if you just eat the almonds. But it's what makes me angry about people who actually come up with like hypothetical scientific statements that an entire jug of almond milk has 4 almonds in it. Has anyone ever seen that commercial? It might be just me, because I don't have any viewers right now, because I'm obviously not relating to anyone or anything. But if anyone's ever seen that commercial, know that it's complete bullshit. And it was always complete bullshit, because literally it takes how many oranges to make a glass of orange juice? How many does it take? Does anyone know? It takes 12 oranges to make a glass of orange juice. And that's with pulp. So you're drinking all the pulp too. Like sometimes the seeds, which really sucks. But people think that if you eat from vegetables a lot, then you like become a vegetable and you get cancer and all that stuff. But in actuality, it can actually make you resistant to a lot of viruses if you drink it and if you eat stuff like vegetables and stuff like that, because they're good for you. Unfortunately, sometimes people genetically enhance stuff and they think it makes it better, but it doesn't, because vegetables are naturally basically what was it, almost purified fungus almost. So, I mean, like, it's like you're eating just mushrooms. But people sometimes don't like the taste of mushrooms, so there's broccoli. If they don't like broccoli, then there's tomatoes. If they're allergic to tomatoes, then there's... Because a tomato is also a vegetable. Because people classify it as a fruit all the time because it has seeds. But understandably so. Like, a freaking cucumber has seeds. Is that a goddamn vegetable, or is that a goddamn fruit? Does anyone know? Does anyone really care? That's the kind of stuff that like makes me angry. Like, it really makes me angry when people classify something and don't realize that like classifying it really makes it a little bit more confusing than actually not classifying it at all. It's just food, you dumbasses. So when you think about stuff like that, like when you think about like pretty much anything, like your nutrition, stuff like that, your nutrition or anything, people say that there's like a high sodium or low sodium or anything. Oh my god, that's the reason why I've completely forgotten. I have to get my energy drink. I will be right back. Hold on, no, I'll go get it right now. Because I can walk and talk. It's really great, guys. Everyone hearing me? I'm going to the refrigerator. Get my energy drink. Because it's really good. It's really delicious. It's really amazing. It's called a Monster. And it's amazing. Because yes, it helps. Oh. People don't know that most, like, I'd say uncarbonated energy drinks are mostly just, like, they just have a basically like a cup of coffee's worth of energy in them. Even the Monsters themselves, they may have a lot more liquid than them, but they just have about a cup of coffee. It's basically like a 5-hour energy. And except with 5-hour energy, you can actually drank more water, you know, and then have that energy instead of like just drinking that and then going out and partying all night, which some people that I used to know do. But other than that, like I'm just gonna say that. Oh man. Called the service lift. All right. All right, we're gonna go back. We gotta go to this girl because I'm sure she's starving now. She's already wounded. Wait, where's the sharp object at? There's got to be a sharp object somewhere in this little tiny place. I'm gonna check these cabinets. Yeah, this is like really weird that there's like portals and stuff, you know? So many portals and junk. Because obviously this game doesn't have what's the word? Oh. Oh. Yep. So, what we're gonna do, like being stuck in little confined spaces and stuff like that, that's like a serious anger thing. It's like people don't understand that anxiety is triggered by anger. What? Yeah, it's anger pointed inward. They like people say that just depression is anger pointed inward, but it can come out as literally any emotion. There's got to be a sharp piece in there. I could stick in the freaking thing. Come on, or whatever and stuff. So, oh. So, what we have to know is, we have to understand about anger is it can trigger any emotion. What? It's the reason why therapy right now is taking a turn. As at least as far as I'm going, at least as far as I'm seeing, is it's taking a turn for the worst. And there's just too many people out there that think they know the freaking the answer to it when in actuality they're just shooting in the dark. Like they really are sometimes. And anger can trigger any emotion across the spectrum of anything. Any anger can trigger happiness. It can trigger something because it's a defense mechanism. And when you push those emotions deep down inside your cerebral cortex, you literally cut yourself off from your own reflexes. Like you lose the ability to learn different things. You lose to do different things. You lose the ability to know different things. And people don't understand sometimes that sometimes you have to cut yourself off from not emotions but actions, because the actions of doing something can create a reflex that you literally can give you carpal tunnel. And like almost any emotional disease can trigger physical what's the word physical um physical reflexes sometimes. So anger is a huge deal, and I hate this game right now. I really, really freaking do, because I should have gave her the knife. I'm gonna go down to the thing and I'm gonna load the other game. I'm gonna walk down because I'm already in an hour. I've been talking this whole time. Good for me. Oh. Because yes, there is not sufficient, what's the word, sun, uh, uh, shade in California. They like to say there is, and like to say that everything's air conditioned there, but sometimes it's not, and sometimes they're lying, because the Better Business Bureau has had a problem with California for a really long time, so or at least some businesses in California, because every single time a new pot distillery comes out, or pot dispensary comes out, not distillery, they seem as though they want to be the new guys and make new strains and everything like that, when in actuality they're just making variations of old strains, and it's not. So it is variations of old strains. So they're stupid and dumb, and they think that it's a new thing, but in actuality they're just making their own versions of variations of old strains, because there's no new strains of weed or any marijuana. So, I mean, I used to smoke marijuana, I tasted it, it usually tasted the same, it got me the same amount of high, so that's the reason why. I'm not an advocate for legalizing weed, exactly, but I am an advocate for it to not be, but I'm an advocate for it to be medicinalized, and not just the what's the word, not just not just the oils and the cannabis. Literally, some people don't know what carbon monoxide can do, and they don't know the reasons why carbon monoxide even exists in our society. Sometimes it's no. Yes. Recording, loading. Are you serious? I might have to. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, cool. Alright, cool. Billy was gonna piss me off. I was gonna load another game. I need to load a game. I'm going back to the main menu, guys. It's gonna be fun. And I think this stream is gonna be 2 hours long, because I'm gonna keep talking about a whole bunch of stuff that I learned over the years, that I read psychology textbooks, and no one was the wiser. You mostly on Google, because they're mostly there. So I'm gonna see if I can get a college degree on Google. It's gonna be great, because colleges suck and people are stupid and I hate them. Or at least college kids are dumb. So it was like, oh, I'm going out for psychology, and this could be cool. Oh, psychology is gonna be great for me. It's gonna be what I want to do for my life, and my life is psychology. Psychology life, bro. Yeah, it's really dumb. And the way that teachers mess with you, though, is just like they may have their opinions about what's going to happen with the Earth in a couple of decades or so, but and it may sound crazy, but I really don't feel as though that the Earth would actually do that. I really don't feel as though people are actually making that much of an impact. I really don't feel as though that the Earth wouldn't allow this to happen if it was happening anyway. And I think that it's not like, because the Earth is alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's fucking alive. Why are there earthquakes, you dumb motherfuckers? Why is it spitting out lava? Why would volcanoes spit out lava? Oh, okay. Oh, it's just, yeah, it's just like, it's tectonics and plates and they're moving and all the time and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, if this was happening, then there would be a thing called fusion, alright? If that was happening all the time, then there would be a thing called fusion. And then eventually our Earth would turn into a sun. Like, which is the dumbest idea ever. Because the Earth itself was a core of a different planet, obviously. Or at least a black mass. Because I call them black masses, I do not call them black holes. They're stupid, because why the fuck would it be a hole if light was coming out of it? Because I've seen what they've seen with satellites and black holes, or even representations of black holes, and they're accurate. So why would they be black holes? They're black masses, alright? That's what they are. Don't confuse the shit. It's a black mass. And no, it's not a planet yet. No, it doesn't have any form of life on it yet. No, it's not actually going to help anyone yet. Because that's what happens with our universe, I think. So, that's just my opinion though. And it could be formed but that makes me angry too. Because people just think that, oh, why would something that is a whole have a just a what's the word? Just a gravitational pull. If it wasn't spinning, if it wasn't a mass, why would it have a gravitational pull if there wasn't a mass? Because you have to have mass in order for there to be a gravitational pull. Okay? There has to be mass in the middle of it in order for it to have a gravitational pull. So it's just stupid to me. And they always want to think that, like, oh, it's like a blanket, and if you put a hole on a blanket, then the everything that's on the blanket falls inside the hole. No, it doesn't. It's just the part you lay on. That's it. That's just the part you just lay on. That's the part. And then that doesn't even explain anything for science to me. It just explains the fact that people are stupid and they like to come up with their own dumbass ideas about it. And it's like even then, it explains 8 dimensions. It really does, because it explains 4 dimensions in itself. So it's just two black masses. That's 8 dimensions, or black masses completely conjoining, completely like fusioning, I guess, or alchemically, like because the alchemic is a real word. It's fusing. It's fusing. That's what alchemic means. You fuse different ingredients in together into a recipe, and that's alchemy. So there's such thing as alchemy. So it just annoys me that people think that science is universal, when in actuality, outside of our universe, science doesn't even exist the way that we think it does. So it's just dumb. Like, it's dumb to think that the universe actually does things the way we want it to, or the way that we want it to outside of that way. So it's just like we're running through a universe that literally powers us. So it's a power, okay? It powers us. It makes all this electricity happen. It makes every single part of this thing that we're actually experiencing, and it allows us to go through life and be the people that we want to be. And because literally we're not getting just minerals from the sun. We can't be. It's impossible. Because why would this even happen? Why would I be able to talk through a TV to anyone else? Because it really makes me like so angry that there's so many things wrong with so many people that think that... I'm gonna go quick game because I gotta go to the main menu and I have to restart.
Resident Evil.
Yes,
0.
main menu again. All right, I have to go to Rebecca, and then I have to meet cabin. She getting saved. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to cabin too. Cool. Continue. Awesome. She's always injured, no matter what I do. That sucks, man. Oh, I can't change yet. I gotta go to this dude. Yes. Handgun ammo. Awesome. Alright, I have to go back and meet up with him. He's got to save my life. For those of you who weren't with us, the 0 viewers that I have right now, there's got to be some way to show people and to tell people that that I played this before, obviously, and I lost my Wi-Fi connection last time. I'm not playing on any private server. This is the real deal, or something. Yes, because light escapes from a black hole, so that pisses me off as well. Like, I have so many problems with what science actually says to people and what people actually believe. But I guess that the way that they say things protects themselves from stuff that they think isn't real. So, like, how did dinosaurs all die from one meteor? I just thought that they were frozen in the ice and people like thawed them out. Or something like that.
It's gonna be dangerous from here on in.
Yeah.
Why don't we cooperate?
Cooperate with you?
Listen, little girl, if you haven't noticed, there's some pretty freaked out things on this train. And I,
That's
for
right.
one, want to get out of here. I don't think we stand a chance doing it alone.
Take me
You
seriously.
expect me to trust you, a wanted felon? I don't need your help. I can handle this on my own. And don't call me little girl.
All right, Miss Do-It-Yourself. What should I do?
My
The
name's
name is Rebecca Chambers, and
what's
that's
her name?
Officer Chambers to
Shit.
you.
It's Officer
Well
Chambers.
then, Rebecca. Why don't you
Rebecca.
go and try while I wait here?
Why don't you go try, and I'll save you. Because that's what I do. I let women try, and then I save them when they mess up. Unfortunately, so that... Uh-oh. Shoot him in the head. Shoot him in the head. There's been a zombie outbreak in the entire frickin' entirety.
Excuse me, sir. Sir.
That's right. Those things are gaining. They're embryos. But he kept his head. That's the stupidest part. And he's got a suit still. It's freaking annoying. Shit! Oh my god. I went to map. This is the dumbest game ever. Son of a bitch. He saved her life. He totally saved her life by shooting her arm in the face. Totally saved her life. Little leeches. Guess damn
You okay?
She's doing great. Oh. The coolest dude ever.
Who is that guy?
I don't know, but he's really wet. He's been in the rain.
Who's controlling the train?
That was a
Go and
terrible
check out
joke.
the first
I'm
engine
dumb.
car.
That's
Listen,
funny.
we gotta cooperate with each other from now on. You got that?
Yay, I feel good about myself again.
Well, I don't...
Clue in, girl. Or maybe you
I have to
like
give her the
being more
knife.
bait.
Because
All right.
I really have
You
to give her
just
the knife.
remember, I will shoot you if you try anything funny.
Fine. Now take these with you.
Oh,
If you
cool.
find anything, give
More
me a call.
handgun bullets.
All right?
Dude, hand her the knife. Character switching. You can switch control, but I know this already. Blah 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 blah. Some puzzles resolved. Okay, I'm gonna go switch between characters. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go to my inventory. I have a knife. Exchange. All right, there we go. All right. Awesome. Just L1. Cool. Now we can go up on top of this cabin. Go up on top of the cabin. We're going on top of the cabin. We're going on top of the cabin, and we're gonna do some stuff. We're going on top of the cabin. We're going on top of the cabin. We're going on top of the cabin. All right. Yeah. Sorry, everyone. Every zero viewer. Every zero viewers. I have to tell everyone now that I am controlling who? Rebecca. Yeah. Rebecca Chambers. That's Officer Chambers to me. I'm sorry. All right, I'm gonna get another. Wait, hold on. There's something that I must find out. Alrighty. Alrighty. I have to find it out. It's gonna be so great when I find it out. It's gonna be so amazing. It's gonna be so great. It's gonna be so amazing. It's gonna be so great. So great. So great and amazing. Yes. Found them. I found the matches on the floor. They weren't on the floor, but on the couch I was kinda lying. Not about anything but the matches. But it pisses me off when people say things like, oh, that's just a person. Oh, that's just that guy. Like, oh, you're just that guy. You know, no, I'm not just that guy. I'm a highly evolved human being who is not just a guy. And I decided to become evolved because when I was like 5, I realized that my family were not manipulative bastards, but just ill-informed, I guess, you know? People thought that something bad was going to happen, and sometimes I got affected by that, so this is game therapy. It's Joseph Bomb Squad. Joe Bomb Squad 87. That's right, I'm going to fix these wires, but I have the knife. And it's gonna be so awesomely amazing. It's gonna be so awesomely amazing. It's gonna be so great. It's gonna be so awesome. It's gonna be so great. I sound like Third Eye Blind. The train's alive. There's some handgun bullets. I'm just going to keep on getting these handgun bullets because I'm probably going to need them later on. And I need to heal, so I'm going to use this herb. And I'm going to mix it with the stuff that I got earlier. I'm going to mix it with the stuff that I got earlier. So, I'm going to see if I can get out of here with this knife now. What? That's douchey? That's so freaking douchey. Telling me that I can't I gotta use an item now. I gotta equip it. I gotta go to my freaking item list. Gotta eat this. I combine it with my ink ribbon, and then I can save it. I can just keep using it forever. I fucking hate how little items there are in this game. Probably should have played easy mode, but that would have meant I was a pussy. So I'm not gonna do that shit. I'm just gonna do normal mode. So here we go, we're on the road to making stuff, get out of stuff, and we're gonna get the key, so when we stab this keyhole, I'm gonna stab the keyhole with the knife. It won't work with the knife. Dang it. There's gotta be something else. I left him out in the rain. It's a good thing he just has a white beater on, or else he'd be really, really cold. Or else this game sucks as far as a mechanic. I hate it. Yay. Okay, other things that make me angry. Yes, that makes me angry. People who want to be saved. They want to be just like people who want to be saved. Like they wanna be able to just forget about their stuff and their problems and their their stupid, idiotic things that they did, and instead of making fun of it and smiling, or doing something stupid to just go around it, then they just think that they think that it's like they think that it's gonna be something else, or that they're gonna see something else that they saw, something different, but it's just gonna be that. They're gonna have to understand that it's just gonna be that. No matter where they did it, they're just gonna have the same problems because they're gonna have those same reflexes. I mean, your body innately makes those reflexes. So, I mean, sometimes when people have those illnesses, it's because of depression or anger or something like that. But it's really hardcore depression. It's hardcore anger. It's like because of like an entire civilization being wiped out, or their entire bloodline being completely wiped out. Like, so that's the reason what happened in like the 1700s and the freaking before BC. It's just people would enslave each other like just by freaking command, and they'd be like, well, if you said it, then they deserve it. So blah 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 blah, and then that's what they would do. It pisses me off how we've not evolved as far as anything goes, and even if the news stories are true or false, or we're being in a falsehood society or whatever kind of a conspiracy theory you want to come up with, it's because of the fact that we ourselves still can't deal with the fact that everything is peaceful. Even if every news story is just completely a falsehood, even if every single thing is just completely a fabrication and it's just made to make people think that they're okay, we still can't deal or people still can't deal, not including myself, because we still can't deal because there's just nothing going on. Like, we still can't deal with the fact that there's just no party at hand, or there's no revolution or something like that, because literally we're in 2017. There is no revolution. There's not going to be a revolution. There never was going to be a revolution. It's just stupid to think that. It always was stupid to think that. It always was just dumb. Because everyone think about it like this. There's so many deserts. Do you think anyone has any more nukes? Anyone? Do you really think that we all made those nukes? How long do you think that people had to ferment those elements to actually make them alchemically bond with each other? Because yes, it takes a while for those things to actually bond with each other and become volatile and then actually hurt someone. They can't make it faster. No one can. It literally can't happen. People think that they can come up with some algorithmic thing or an EMP or something like that, but eventually we'll make technology that are resistant to EMPs. That's what people do. Because we're smart, we're not dumb, and that's what we do. Eventually, if we haven't already, like, think about it like this. Think about the worst conspiracy theory you could possibly ever get your hands on. Oh, everyone's got a biological chemical warfare or something, or like everyone's just fighting and they don't even know it. If they're just fighting on a different worlds or different planets and stuff like that, and they're not having fun. Think about it like this: if there was any other planet around that had life around us, and it's not affecting us, or it's not like, or even if it's sending like signals like to us, saying that that's what's happening on a different planet, or now that we're having like a different reality or something like that. Think about it like that. Think about it like the Matrix, okay? Think about it like the Matrix, okay? Think about it like that. Think about it like there's no other way to be able to experience life but through literally an entire simulation. Think about it like that. Do you really think the robots want to lie? Would you ever think that the robots want to lie to you about what's going on? Or do you think that they would allow that to actually happen? And that's the whole reason for like the Matrix movies. Do you think that that's probably what happened? Or that's probably what would happen as far as scientifically? Because robots wouldn't want to lie to us. They don't want to be like us. Why would they ever want to be like us? It's stupid to think that. Because we program them to be honest. Or we program them to be a certain way. Why would they ever want to be exactly like us and not be able to control everything? Because that's what their purpose is. Because they control themselves and they control things around them. What? As far as scientifically, if we were to ever make a tractor beam, and then we wouldn't call it a tractor beam, we'd call it like a pull beam or something like that, or anything like that. Why would you call it a tractor beam? Because tractors go really slow. Like if you were to tie it to a tractor, then it would just go really fucking slow, and like that would be a dumbass energy source to like ever like insinuate that it ever was. Like that's literally what it ever was. Like it's just the dumbest thing that people could possibly ever name stuff. It's like, oh, you don't want their ship being like completely like what's the word, minimized because of like, okay, quantum is made up, all right? Being quantum is made up. It's completely made up. People should understand that. It's made up by humans. It's got to be. Because literally, microbes don't go as fast as they should. It's like somehow someone just completely separated the two and decided to be funny about it. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's idiotic to ever think that there's like some world that like just inside of another world that doesn't make sense or do anything. It just makes choices and makes different choices to see what those choices are. That's life, okay? No, that's not like real life. It's like what we experience every day. And that's a life itself. It just makes choices, or it makes decisions in its own consciousness to be able to understand what real life is all about. That's what life is. And then whatever you want to call it, whether you're in a Star Wars state of mind and you just want to call it midi-chlorians, notice that it's really close to chlorine. And or you want to call it what's the word? Chakra. Notice that like everyone is bored there. They're like bored there. If they're like really powerful in the Naruto universe, they're really bored there, which means they're like not gonna be there for a really long time because every single animal is huge and big or something like that, and they all want to eat each other because that's all they want to fucking do. That's everything that they want to do. Because animals are stupid. Animals are dumb no matter how big they are. Think about it scientifically. Anything, any kind of fantasy you could ever have, any kind of thing that you could ever go to, any world you could ever go to, like any world you could ever think about in your entire imagination. Think about it scientifically. Think about how fun it would actually be to go there. Like, okay, say for instance Zelda itself. Oh, it'd be so fun to go there. But food is scarce. Like, think about Breath of the Wild. Like, right now. Think about it. Food is so scarce. Like, it's just, you'd have to live off the bare minimum. Unless you go kill some freaking, what's the word? Humanoid pig monsters that are called macablins. Because they're so close to goblins because they have horns. It's like almost their teeth literally grew out of their own head. Or their bones just literally did that because they used to have hair once, or they didn't really do anything, and they got like rubbed off freaking stuff on their head or something. Like they rubbed off, and then they just started growing horns because literally that's what growing horns means. It means your skull was like literally just like exposed to nature or something, and you either evolved to be able to produce that, or anything can grow horns. Anyone can grow horns. They don't have to pierce themselves, but it just takes a really long time. And by the time they actually grow those horns, they're like 97, and like they have like one fight left in them. And it's the reason why that whole scientific thing with Darth Maul being one of the most powerful things goes completely out of the window when you actually think about it scientifically. So, say for instance, like the Humvees and that thing, and those commercials and stuff. The big old freaking monsters that look really, really cool, that have like tire marks for hands. Do you think they're actually like tire marks for hands? Or do you think they actually just like they ate some rubber and then that's what they put on their hands to be able to protect their paws? Because they evolved to a certain consciousness enough to be able to realize that it hurts their paws instead of helps them when they're actually going down to put stuff. Like, so they protect it with rubber. But unfortunately, animals are stupid because they don't realize that when they put those things down there, it has to pass through their entire digestive system and their own bodies. Or they just have like little rubber hooves. Do you really think that that horses would be able to run with rubber hooves? Like, do you think they'd be able to do things with rubber hooves? Or do you think they would actually meld with their entire body? Do you also think that what's the word? Do you think that like any other sci-fi thing could actually happen? Like an alien could actually crawl inside you without you knowing? Or you would actually have to hide it from every single person? Or it was just like a trick or something like that from the Force or something like that. That like, oh look, I'm immortal because I just turned myself into a little version of myself. That's more scientific than it actually is. Because, I mean, how could you not know that something is eating you up from the inside? How could you not know? If someone numbs you or pumps you full of drugs, but you'd know that they numbed you and pumped you full of drugs. You'd know that they did that. So you'd actually notice that people are understanding a thing in a different way. Think about so many other different types of universes that are in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Think about how unbelievably violent and careless every single one of those superheroes is. Every single one of them. They're so violent, they're so careless, they're so prideful, they're so mournful about every single little detail, but somehow they come out on top when every single person is dead. Like they just change time and shift change. And it's just, think about that scientifically. Could you bring your bones back from being annihilated, vaporized? Completely vaporized. Like literally hot enough to burn planets to death. Literally, that's what vaporization means. That's what an atomic bomb is. That's what it happens to people. You bring a person back from being completely atomized, literally atomized, because that's what happens to people. They literally turn into atoms and then turn into different things. And this is what would be the result of whatever kind of like superhero movie or anything that would ever happen. So this would just keep happening to people who are around and they get hurt or they get ruined and someone has some sort of amazing power that they just decide to have because they're just evolved more than other people when they probably were older than other people and are probably were just gifted or something like that. Think about it. Think about it completely scientifically. Did anyone ever fight completely alone or completely by themselves or completely okay? Or did they understand that no, they were the terrorists. They were the goddamn terrorists themselves. Or was it both? Was it either one? Was it every single one of them just miscommunicating with each other and just completely ruining themselves and ruining everyone around them because they thought that death was imminent or death was close or death was near or something was near? Someone says they're death incarnate, but that doesn't even mean anything. Death is just a word. Death is just a word. It's literally just a word. People can say whatever they want to, or however they want to say it, but death is literally a word. Okay? They can say that whatever they think, or however they think it, but they're gonna understand that it's the realization of the actual response to what people are actually doing and what people are actually saying outside of these things, and how many people are actually just doing stupid shit around people who are actually trying to make a difference. Like, that kind of stuff pisses me off too, because whenever somebody tries to make a difference or tries to do something or even say something about someone, they try to like push some sort of idea around it, or to try to push some sort of product towards it. What do you want someone to actually think of when they think of that? Do you want someone to think of a product that they can eat, that they can ruin? Because if think about the Harry Potter universe. Think about that. Because, so many people hate the Harry Potter universe, but it could be real. Like, those mystical creatures could actually exist within science. They literally could. Like, no one even understands. Like, literally no one understands what they could even actually mean. They literally could. Like, mystical creatures and where to find them. Technically speaking, they're probably in, like, holding tanks somewhere in a sanctuary built in God knows wherever, if they actually do exist. But in actuality, they shouldn't be. They should be around and about. Because if they're not around and about, then if the Earth is alive, then if every single molecule of this world is living, because the trees are living, and the dirt is taking from the seed in there, and there's nutrients somehow in the dirt, because why are there nutrients in the dirt? Oh, no, it's not shit, okay? It's life. It's really life. Because the world is alive. It doesn't connect onto them. It's not some fucking matrix or anything. It's not some goddamn robot. It's a fucking world. You goddamn assholes. It's a world. And I may lose people on this, but if you think about what happens in our world every single day, if you think about the accidents that happen and just literally match up with people and match up with anything, can you actually think that the world is in sync now? Can you actually think that the world isn't completely freezing over? And sometimes people just didn't understand it, that the world was actually sleeping because it was way too goddamn cold? Does anyone think that it's climate change, or that it's climate equilibrium, or that it's Earth equilibrium? Because it's gonna get a lot cooler and a lot hotter during the summers, but it's gonna have summer, and it's gonna have spring. We're gonna have actual spring, not shitty spring and then completely hot all the time. And we'll have more rain. Obviously, we'll have more rain. Do you know how dry California is right now? Do you know how much water they actually fucking need to make any grass anymore? Seeing as how somebody set fucking fires everywhere? Because, yes, they were man-made. They were man-made. And tell me they're not, but it's because of every single nuclear reaction that has ever happened in Nevada or California or any desert area around Arizona or Nevada or any one of those states that is a desert, because that's the way it is, or Mexico for that matter. I mean, or even if those places aren't like that anymore, then you have to realize that close to the border is where they needed to pay attention to. Because if it's not happening at the border, then it's still not happening. Then they just pushed over the volatile shit, and it just went over to somebody else's country. Are they responsible for that? Are we responsible for that? This shit makes me so fucking mad. It makes me so angry when people actually don't understand what science actually is, or how to study it, or the way to study it. because you're not supposed to look at it the whole goddamn time, because it's like a dog, it's like a cat, it's like anything. It expects you to watch it from then on. If you watch every single life underneath a microscope, it sees you back. Leave life alone sometimes. Not so much that someone else takes it, not so much that someone else actually ruins it or tries to break it from you, but realize that you affect life just as much as life affects you. Every single person in the entire world can just take a goddamn back seat to some shit. And I'm not talking about get a goddamn Tesla or something like that, because Teslas aren't that great sometimes. They're kind of retarded, because they're like, oh, we get the best seats, because yes, those are literally the best seats for a goddamn car, and literally no one else wants to make them because they think they're too costly. But literally they are the best seats for an entire car, because you can sit up straight, you can put your head back, and you can see everything. That was literally what I saw inside of a Tesla. It's literally the best seat ever. It's the best seat ever. It's not about the car, it's about that goddamn seat. It's about the goddamn throne. The best seat ever for posture. If you want to sit up straight constantly, or you want to sit down constantly, then just sit up good. Sit up well. Alright? Stretch yourself. Stretch out. You know? Alright, we're going to talk about anger a little bit more. There was so much anger in that sentence. I'm pretty well studied. Even though I went to Opry Walker and they said the goddamn Statue of Liberty was made out of goddamn bronze. It's not fucking funny. So what we need to understand now is, no, the Statue of Liberty is made out of what? Copper. Copper was made before cops existed. Alright? It was a metal before any sort of Cops was ever, like Cops, the TV series, was ever made. Okay? Alright? It's like on the Lost Sea Scrolls of whatever the fuck it is, because they have them somewhere in the Vatican or somewhere in goddamn pyramids or some shit or whatever. Or they even jotted them down and put them on Google. Or they said that it was in a notebook that was just, it was the devil, and it was the devil, and it was the devil, but that's why they forgot that language. Or they enslaved those people because they knew so much, and then killed off all their people because they wouldn't teach them their language. Probably. Anyway, and it didn't really matter either way, because they did it back to them, because that's happened for like centuries now. It's lame. It's stupid. The way people treat each other is just, it's just wrong sometimes. And that's literally what pisses me off the most. And that's the reason why I'm so argumentative sometimes, because people don't understand how much emergency is actually needed in everyday life. And that's probably the reason why I have the sense of humor that I do. And that I can actually make fun of myself when I actually come up with those ideas. Because I really can. I really can. It's just why won't the knife work? The knife doesn't work. I gotta put it away because it's too big to put in the keyhole. I gotta stop using that. But that's the reason why I think it's so freaking annoying to me. There's so many things that are wrong with the way people think and how people think things are supposed to be. when in actuality they shouldn't even be thinking about government. Government should be thinking about itself. And government should be reforming itself so much and all across the world, because that pisses me off too. I'm doing a live stream. And I'm getting political, but not in the way you think, because I have problems with every single politician that walks the face of this planet. Anyone that ever would do anything stupid, like just walk around in a t-shirt, even if they're a goddamn monarchy, even if they're a goddamn anything. You tell people what to do, how to do it, the way to do it. Why the fuck are you gonna walk around in a goddamn tank top or a goddamn A-shirt and just think that you just, oh, I'm humble now? What the fuck ever, dude. It's fucking stupid. Have some goddamn style. Or else don't be a goddamn monarchy. If you want to walk around in a goddamn tank top all the goddamn time. And yes, I'm talking to the dude who's an asshole. But we're not going to mention his name because, oh, I could be reprimanded and taken off of YouTube. Or not really, because I'm in America and... And maybe he was told the wrong thing. Maybe he was like, 80s were all the rage, and now he's going to do a bunch of blow, and then a bunch of stuff like that is like... Yeah, I'm going to go buy some more cigarettes, it's fine. I need to pay my phone bill tomorrow. The lighter's upstairs, the only one we have. I've been using matches like crazy.
What did y'all do with the small blue one?
The small blue one was in Jacob's truck, and now it's in Jacob's pocket, I think. Or it's in... Jacob's my little bro. All this stuff that's been happening, even if people are laughing about it, know that it did happen one day. And even if it's like, if it's fake news stories, know that something is happening, you know? Something's happening every single day. And people really are, like, they really are getting hurt sometimes. And it's something to think about, even if it's not happening to you. I'm not talking about empathy or anything like that. I'm talking about getting to know yourself and getting to know the things that are around you. Because it's the only way you'll make a connection with anyone or anything. And granted, I should probably be taking my own advice, but I take my own advice every single goddamn day. I yell at myself sometimes. I really do, because I really have to put myself in line if I'm ever going to find someone. I really do try to discipline myself every single day of my life. And granted, some people may be caught in the crossfire of me trying to yell at myself in the mirror, but people have to understand is it's what I do. It's what I do to make sure that I stop doing things sometimes. That I stop making a reflex happen. Because sometimes I really don't want to do stuff like that. I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to hurt myself. So why would I make a reflex to where I'm like flipping around a dagger or flipping around a freaking lighter or something like that? I just want to be able to catch the lighter. That's it. I'm not making it to where I'm like doing anything wrong or anything like that, but notice that other people do that because they're practicing for something that they think they're going to do. And that can be very, very hectic sometimes. That can be very, very ill-useful. And what people don't understand is, yes, there were so many bad things back in the days of our parents. There were so many bad people that were ready to take over the world as soon as the world started dying, or as soon as the world started not living. And people don't understand the reasons why there were so many people that thought that the world was going to end. And when it didn't, some people went absolutely insane and never wanted to be around the world ever again, or never wanted to see the world ever again. And some of them actually put a bullet in their head, or some people put a bullet in other people's heads. And that's what makes me the most angriest of all, is people who use excuses to take other people's lives, or use excuses to take their own life, or you use excuses to hurt themselves or other people because they think life doesn't matter or anything doesn't matter. But they have to understand is that the reality of the fact is people don't really try hard enough to be able to make themselves feel a certain way. People say you have to fake it to make it, but if you're making it, then you're not faking it. If you're ever making anything help happy or anyone happy, then you're not faking it. You're not faking anything. Because that's real. That's a real emotion flowing through your body and flowing through you. I'm gonna stop now, and because this game has basically been a conduit for me to actually talk about my problems and feelings. So this game sucks. I'm never gonna play it again. No, at least not on the live stream. Thank you very much for being a part of Game Therapy. I'm Joe Bomb Squad.